Hello, I'm Ashley from Through the Loop Yarn Craft, and today we're going to make these really cute Preemie bonding squares. If you're unfamiliar with Preemie bonding squares, they're used when babies are in the NICU and they can't be close to their mom. The mom takes one of the bonding squares and puts it close to her chest to pick up her scent, and then that is placed with the baby in the NICU. And they are usually made in pairs, so one can always be with baby and one can always be with mom, and they're changed and switched about every 12 hours. It's such a special, simple thing that we can make and donate to help mums and babies feel close even when they can't be. That's why for this year, for the Preemie Crochet Challenge, I decided to make some bonding squares. Now for this pattern, I chose Feels Like Butter yarn, which is super soft yarn, and it's nice and light. It is also on the approved yarn list from Lots of Knots, which I will link below, for yarns that are good for preemies. You will use about 15 yards for color one, the main color, which is either the blue or the purple that I have here, and just about a yard or so of the color two border color. So these are perfect for stash busting as well because they don't take a lot of yarn. I've also used a 4.5mm crochet hook, and I've used my Furls Odyssey. For these, we will be making them using the Alpine Stitch, which we will go over if you're not familiar with that. And bonding squares are typically about 5 by 5 inch squares, so that's the size that you approximately want to aim for. I will also link below to the Preemie Crochet Challenge so you can check out the other patterns from this year's challenge as well as previous years. And if you're new here, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you'll be notified when any of my new videos are out, and take a look through some of the other tutorials that I have available. So let's grab our supplies and we will make the Preemie bonding squares. Okay, so let's get started with our Preemie bonding square. For this tutorial, I'm just going to go over one, but you'll make them each the same way. So we're going to begin with a chain of 17. So we are going to end row 1 with a total of 15 double crochets. And now we are ready to begin row 2. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now for row 2, we are just going to single crochet right in that first stitch under our turn chain, and single crochet in each stitch across, again for a total of 15 stitches. And right in that last one. And that is row 2. So now we are going to chain 2 and turn to begin row 3. So row 3, this is where our front post double crochets are going to begin, and the first row of our repeat rows. So we're going to start with a double crochet in this very first stitch right beneath that chain. And then we are going to do a front post double crochet around the double crochet 2 rows below. So that's this one right here. So on row 1, the second double crochet in that row. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to insert our hook from front around that post, yarn over and pull up a loop, pull it nice and high to get it even, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And that is our front post double crochet. Now we're going to double crochet in the next stitch. You want to make sure you're not going into this stitch that's behind the front post double crochet. You want to go into the one beside it. So double crochet right into that next stitch. And then we're going to front post double crochet around the next double crochet from the 2 rows below. So we did front post around this one, then we skipped this one. Now we're going to do the front post double crochet around this next one. So front to back, around the post, pull that up, and there we go. And we're just going to repeat that across. So double crochet into the next stitch, and then skipping this one again and going to the next one, we're going to do our front post. Bring that up, and there we go. And now we will just repeat that all the way across. And then we will just double crochet into that last stitch to finish off that row. And again, this row will also have 15 total stitches. And we are ready for row 4. So we will chain 1 and turn. Row 4 is the second of our repeat rows, and this one's really easy. We're just going to go ahead and single crochet in each stitch across. Making sure that at the end of row 4, you do have 15 single crochets. And in that last stitch right there. And that completes row 4. Moving on to row 5, we are going to chain 2 and turn. row 5 is similar to row 3 with a slight variation to start the row. This time we're going to do a double crochet in the first 2 stitches. And 2. And then we will begin with the front post double crochet. So with the Alpine stitch, what we are doing is we want our post stitches to alternate. So above the post stitch, you're going to do double crochet, and then you're going to do your front post double crochet in between these 2 post stitches here. So we're going to yarn over and go around that double crochet from 2 rows below. Yarn over, pull that up, yarn over, and there. So you can see we're going to be alternating. So again, in the next stitch, right above this front post double crochet, we're going to do a regular double crochet. And we're going to repeat that across. So now we're going to go into this one between these 2. And it's a regular double crochet. So to end this row, we're going to do another double crochet to finish off that repeat, and then a double crochet in the last stitch. So row 5 begins with 2 regular double crochet and ends with 2 regular double crochet. Now we will go to row 6, we will chain 1 and turn, and 6 is just the single crochet across, just the same as row 4. And chain 2 and turn. So that is the end of our repeat. So now we will go back and do row 3, 4, 5, and 6 again and again until we have completed 13 rows. Row 13, you're going to end, it's a repeat of row 5. So you're not going to do that last row of single crochets. So let's get started with row 7, which is a repeat of row 3. And I'll go through that just to help you out a little bit, and then we can meet once we finished row 13. So we're going to begin row 7 with a double crochet in that first stitch. And then we're going to do a front post double crochet in that second double crochet. Because if you remember, we started row 5 with 2 double crochets in the first 2 stitches. Now we will double crochet again. And front post double crochet around that one there. So now you can just continue on until you've completed your 13 rows, and we can meet back here for the border. And we're back. So here I have my almost my 13 rows, and I'm ready to join color 2 for the border. And I'm using this pale gray, feels like butter. So I just stopped when I was about to do my last stitch of row 13, because this is when I'm going to join on. So we're going to do the double crochet. And then right before I finish those last yarn overs, that's when I'm going to join my next color to finish off that stitch. And I'll just tug that tight. You can change colors or switch colors however you like, or whatever method that you are used to. So I'm not going to cut my color 1. I'm just going to drop it and let it hang. And if you want, you can tuck the tail of the color 2 in behind so you can crochet over it. Okay, so we are just going to make single crochets down the side. We want to aim for about 13 since we had 13 rows, and you just want to get them where that's comfortable there. So there's 1 and twelve and 13. So there's our 13 down the first side. Then in this little space here from our starting chain, I'm going to make 2 more single crochets, or in the corner there, whatever's there for you. And then we're going to crochet down the next side. And this is where we chained, so you just want to get a single crochet in each of those chains. This is probably one of the easier sides because you can see that starting chain we did. The counts for this don't have to be exact, just get them as even as you can on each side. So now we are back at the corner and we're going to do 2 single crochets into that stitch there. And we're ready to rotate for the next side. Again, same thing, just evenly crochet across. And 2 in that corner. for our last side here and single crochet all the way across. And this one is another easy one. We're just single crocheting in the tops of row 13. And 2 into that last stitch. And then we will join to the first stitch there. And get ready for the second border round. So here we are done with color two. So I'm just going to clip that off so we can weave that end in later. And now we're going to join back up with our color 1. So I'm just going to pick that up. And before we join this round, I'm going to use the pull through with color 1. And there we go. Chain 1. And we can go right around with color 1 again, we're in all our stitches from our first border row. And you just want to make sure you do evenly down the sides and 2 in each corner. And then I will meet you back here for finishing that off. So I have finished my 2 rounds of border, and I'm just going to slip stitch and tie that off. And we are ready to weave in our ends. There we go. And there is our Preemie bonding square. And you can block these if you'd like, or just leave them as is. I find, especially if you're using the Feels Like Butter yarn, it's pretty good just with a little tugging and shifting. It does a pretty good job of coming out square just on its own. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope you had fun making these super cute and quick Preemie bonding squares, perfect for donating and bringing a little extra love to some of the tiniest littles who can use that little bit extra. Don't forget to check down below and take a look at the Preemie Crochet Challenge and see the other awesome patterns that are available. I've also linked below where you can find the free written pattern and a more detailed list of all the supplies I've used and some notes. And before you go and crochet so many more Preemie bonding squares, hit that like, let me know you like this, and even hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you love making these Preemie squares, and I can't wait to see you next time.